and I think there's a little something for everyone, a little bit of contemporary work and classical.
I think one of the most exciting things about the cinema relays is that you get a very different perspective than you would if you were live. You get to see close-ups, you get to see a real sort of personal performance, which I think is really exciting. It's a really nice thing to see.
I would say Romeo and Juliet because it's my favourite ballet. So, but all of them have something really beautiful to offer, so it's hard to choose.
I went and saw the Royal Ballet perform Nutcracker on the big screen before I joined the Royal Ballet, actually. I was in Birmingham Royal Ballet. I went and saw a performance in Birmingham, and it was amazing. It's like being in the opera house in some ways. You know, the visuals that you get, it's like being there. You get the music is great, the sound is wonderful, but you get a very different experience because you get to see really up-close pictures of the dancers. You see their facial expressions, which you wouldn't see perhaps if you were further back in the audience. I think that is the most interesting thing about the cinema relay. But of course, as well as that, you get really interesting interviews in the intervals. You have insights from maybe the choreographer, the set designer. You probably learn a little bit more about the ballet through that as well, which I think is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I think it's exciting as well because we reach a really wide audience in a live format in the cinemas as well, and you can definitely kind of feel that within the company as well, performing. You know, everyone has this sense that it's going to be a big show, it's going to be a big night, and there's thousands of people around the world who are watching. You know, and we don't get that opportunity often. Our capacity is only about 2,000 people within the theatre, so the cinema really gives us an opportunity to kind of broadcast what we do and love and are passionate about on a really wide scale.
I think, yeah, it's a very exciting buzz amongst the whole company because we give so much importance to every performance we do, but when we know it's a live filming, the camera can be on you HD at any point, so it gives that added oomph to the performance knowing that you really can't put a foot wrong. And yeah, it is a wonderful experience and very exciting for us all. I think the Royal Ballet having so many wonderful choreographers such as Macmillan and Ashton and, you know, some of our more recent choreographers like Wayne McGregor, Christopher Wilde and Liam Scarlett, I think there's a huge emphasis on the quick footwork and the use of épaulement, which is the upper body. I think the English style is well known for that, and I think that showcases in a lot of the works that we do. So I think that's something that they can look out for. And also in the narrative ballets, the use of expression and conveying emotion is something I personally think the Royal Ballet does incredibly. So the storytelling through the way we dance and through the way we express ourselves as well is something really, really special.
One of the things that I love about performing with the Royal Ballet and the Royal Opera House is the production values are so high. I love hearing from different people. Often it's my family actually in Australia who are often able to watch the cinema relays, and hearing from them, people who aren't necessarily ballet fans or aficionados, comment on very different things, the things that they see. My grandmother, for instance, says, oh, the scenery, the backdrop was beautifully painted because she's an artist. Another family member mentioned that one of the trees in the Winter's Tale reminded her of her grandmother's backyard, and I think what that does is it highlights that there are very different things throughout the production that you might pick up. Might be the dancing, might be the music. I mean, the orchestra is extremely high standard, and so the whole production is at such a high level. And so, as a newcomer, you don't know what you might like, but you will like something because there's so much to choose from.
Yeah, and I think you also start to appreciate with things like that the amount of people involved in the work. You know, you see, well, we have quite a large company, and you see maybe 40 to 50 dancers on stage, but behind that, there's twice as many, 3 times 4, like, you know, so many more people who are contributing to that.
But all of us have previously been to Japan before, and I know that we're all very fond of Japan. Personally, I would love to adventure and see Kyoto. Kyoto is one of the places that I'd really like to see, and Hiroshima as well, because of all the history that's happened there, and also the beaches in the south one day too. I think my favourite food is, apart from sushi, ramen as well, and the katsu curries too. But it's really hard to pinpoint one thing because I love everything in the Japanese cuisine.
It's so varied, the Japanese cuisine.
It's hard to choose.
Now, I love being here. I feel very welcome whenever we come. I love the fact that the people who come and see performances are so knowledgeable. It's really great to see that. One of the things I love eating is yakitori. It's just so great. I finish a performance, go and sit down, have a bite to eat. It's great. It's wonderful. And I can tell you that Kyoto is wonderful. It's a beautiful place. You should go and visit. I've been, and it's one of my favourite places to go.
Yeah, I mean, Kyoto is the one place that I'd really like to visit as well. I've actually last time we were on tour, we went south and to a lot of places, and I managed to make it to Hokkaido as well. So we saw quite a lot, but I didn't go to Kyoto. So I'd really like to, I think, spend a few days there and stay in one of the more traditional houses, and kind of become a bit enveloped in the the slower pace of life, the kind of Zen tradition and all that sort of thing. I find that really fascinating as well. But I also love the onsens and everything here, and I don't know, I think the culture is just really beautiful, and something that you can something that you can take back with you when we go home. You really notice the differences quite strongly, but it's quite profound. Cuisine? I mean, I like it all. It's really hard to pinpoint, honestly. Like, we've been to a lot of countries, and you have a great first few days there eating, and then after a while you kind of go like, oh, I've had too much steak in America or something like that. But here, it's just like, you can go for there's so much selection, and whether it's izakaya or sushi and everything like that, I'll go for anything.
Hi Japan! I'm Yasmin Nagdi.
I'm Alexander Campbell.
And I'm Matthew Ball.
We look forward to seeing you all at the upcoming Royal Opera House Cinema season at the cinemas.